Hello and welcome to another race here at the Degenerate Race League. My name is Dan Delatorre, excited to bring you all the action, and what an exciting night we have here tonight for the Mystery Track event tonight. Yes, the Mystery Track. Where are we racing? We will find out shortly, but the drivers have not known, so they have lost their week of practice. The last 45 minutes or so, they have frantically been working on figuring out a track, building a setup, calculating fuel loads, and preparing to race for glory. As always, before we begin, we want to take a moment to thank our Patreon subscribers. Without them, we could not do what we do here, so thank you so much to each and every one of those names that you see on the list, and please get your name on the list. Join us on Patreon, make a subscription, and get your name featured here. Get your name featured on the helicopter. We would appreciate all your love and support, but I just appreciate you being with me here tonight, or whatever time it is for you and wherever in the world you are watching this from. As we take a look at our Season 9 schedule, last week we had an insane race in Monza, one of the best qualify sessions ever at DRL here. It was intense, it was close, every single hundredth of a second, thousandth of a second mattered, and I hope we see that again tonight, which is round 2 at our first mystery track of Season 9. Next week, we will find ourselves in Misano. Then we'll head to Valencia. Then we will go to the 24-hour Nürburgring. Ooh. Then we'll head off to the Hungaroring in Hungary. Then we will go round 7 in Zoldor, and we will round off the season with a second mystery track. Before we figure out what our mystery track is, let's take a quick look at our standings after last week's race. In our pro category, Neil Kerbel got the victory and is currently in first place, followed by Kyle Hirsch, Arturus Hermanis, Gavin Cook, Juan Lopez, Professor Chronotis, Senior Tarugo. Daniel Hirsch is in 8th place after a very devastating incident on track. Albert Guinea is in 9th. Sam Zawatsky is out there in 10th. Damian Zawatsky is in 11th. Daniel Fernandez is in 12th, and Jake DeShong is in 13th. Sam, who I'm pronouncing his last name wrong, and Daniel are new to the track tonight, so we're excited to have them debut race here at DRL. Taking a look at the Pro-Am category, Alan Leung had a big victory last week, so take first place in the Pro-Am category, followed by Marion Satsara, then rookie Jim Kelly, Christopher Black, Jonas, Gannon, John Malott, Will Sanchez, Creamy Von Cream, and Vladimir Beluga is a new driver. Welcome to DRL. Vladimir, we're excited to have you here. Without further ado, let's figure out where our drivers are racing tonight. There you have it, Mount Panorama Circuit, Bathurst itself, the mountain, the skyline, the dreaded, and an exciting track for a mystery track. You almost couldn't ask for a better one. It's going to put the driver's skill to the test. It's going to put their ability to handle pressure, to figure out a setup, to learn a track. It's not easy out there, and this is going to be exciting. And thankfully, with Bathurst being the track, we have a promo video here I would love to play for you. So thank you to the great Neil Kerbel for putting that little promo video together. That was actually from, God, probably season 3 when that chaotic moment happened. And he has a clip on it on his YouTube channel that I stole it from. So Neil, thank you for putting that together. Thank you for letting me steal it without your permission. And I do check out Neil Kerbel's YouTube if you have some time. He's got some great content on there. But we are here in Bathurst, Mount Panorama, an exciting track, a track filled with overtaking opportunities. The beautiful skyline up here, which we're following rookie Jim Kelly. Also a spot for chaos. Zero room for forgiveness, as we're going to see with Jim Kelly. Let me look on it on my phone real quick. On my end, it looks like it's playing okay. The video was playing before was off YouTube and was kind of a lower quality, so it could have been that. But let me know here, because on my end, nothing looks wrong like it was looking wrong last week. All right, well, Degenerate Race League, it looks like you were the problem. But yeah, so we're here on Bathurst, a chaotic circuit. As you work your way down through Skyline, it is intense. There's zero margin for error. Also a very difficult spot to pass. Any incidents, any contact, you're going to find yourself easily being lapped on this track. If you have a faster car catching you along Skyline, it can be crazy. You can start to feel the pressure. You can start to make a mistake. And this is a track that is unforgiving for mistakes. The littlest mistake will get punished. It'll get punished hard. And it won't only punish you. It will punish everyone in the vicinity of you as you just basically become a giant hazard on the track. As we ride along with Senior Tarugo here, as he's going to go ahead and cut down, smash into the wall. We got another call. It looked like Professor Chronotis in front of him. It is chaos here on the mountain. You'll love to see it preparing for the race. These drivers are giving it all they got out there to prepare. They're finding out how far they can push the car. Let's ride along with Neil Kerbel right now. Nope, Neil just pulled into the pits. Neil's running a 2-minute .9 right now, so he is about 6 or 7 tenths off his time. Behind him you got Professor Chronotis with a 2:01.9. So, you know, I mean, if you take a look at server best times, Neil's looking all right. Professor Chronotis, I mean, he's down there, unfortunately, with some of the slowest drivers in DRL history, like Shooter McGavin or Burt Macklin. So, tough spot for Professor Chronotis to find himself down with speeds like Burt Macklin. Ugh. But Daniel Hirsch has been able to get up there with a 2:01.5, so that's great for Daniel Hirsch. Taking a look at the standings overall, we got Neil Kerbel in first place, followed by Daniel Hirsch. Brother Kyle Hirsch is going to get right up there from Team Hirsch Racing. Professor Chronotis. Then we got Gavin Cook, Arturus Hermanus, Albert Gania, Sam. I'm going to try to cut through this last name here. This is my first time getting through it, Sam, so give me a break. I probably should have practiced this before. Zuiza, Sam Zuiza. Sam, please correct me on the correct way to say that. Senior Tarugo, John Malott, Marion Sathsara, Damian Zawatsky, John Kelly, Ionis, Creamy Von Cream, Will Sanchez, and Gannon Faust right now are our times. Will and Gannon definitely got some pace to find. So does Creamy Von Cream, Ionis, Jim Kelly, Damian, Marion. They're close right there with John. John is currently leading the pack out for the Pro-Am class. Last week, John was leading our race in the Pro-Am category when an incident occurred and he lost it all. Lost all the glory. Talking to him post-race, unfortunately for him, he had his monitors go black for a second and he was unable to see anything. Devastating for Malott. Cost him his victory here. Hopefully he's able to keep it together, his monitors decide to work, his PCs doesn't get him trouble, and John can chase down glory once again as we ride through here with Neil Kerbel with our last minute here of free practice before we head over to our qualifying session. As a reminder here for qualifying, it will be split into two classes. Our first class will be for our Pro-Am drivers. They have 10 minutes out there to qualify. After that, it will go to our Pro Class drivers who will get 10 minutes to qualify. We will get our best times, we will form a grid, and we will race for 45 minutes around the mountain, where one person will come out on top in the Pro and one person will come out top of the Pro-Am class mystery track champions. We'd love to hear if you have any predictions here in chat. Will Neil continue to hold on to it? Daniel Hirsch had an unfortunate incident last week as he chased down Neil. What will happen there? Will there be some crazy contact somewhere that opens it up for some of these other drivers? Sam, our rookie driver here, has put up an incredible time. Sam's got a 120, a 201.7. Third place overall. Great job for a first-time driver here at DRL as he figures out. But how will this hold up during the race? Incidents will happen here. Mistakes will happen. What will we see? What we'll do? But I want to hear your predictions here in chat. Professor Chronotis is going to cross the line, and he is going to beat Neil Kerbel's time by 200th of a second. How about that, Professor Chronotis? Welcome to the mountain, buddy. Can he hold that pace during qualifying? What does Daniel Hirsch have? He's up a little bit on his lap as he hits the last turn here. Can he hold on? Can he find a little bit more pace? He's going to accelerate. He's across the lines. He's going to be our last driver. And the world may never know. I don't think he had enough. But without further ado, let's hop into our qualifying session here. "10 minutes up, 10 minutes down. Let's hop out there. Let's ride along with who is leading the pack out? John Malott. John Malott is our lead driver here, with Jim Kelly not too far behind him. Last week, we saw John Malott struggle in his first lap out in qualifying, invalidating immediately into that first chicane at Monza. How will it play out for him here this week? John recovered well. I do believe he ended up with pole position last week. Trackalicious, thank you so much for being in the chat. Bert was logged into the wrong account like a true degenerate. Yes, you were, Bert, but I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to let you enjoy some DRL glory. But for those of you just joining us, we are on our outlap right now for qualifying. John Malott here did put up the best time for the Pro-Am class in practice, so he's going to try to hold on to that here as he prepares to make his lap. For the most part, these drivers are pretty well spread out. Pally, thank you for that. I have it down from the last time I talked. Let me know how that game audio is. And we are off right now with John Malott as he works his way out through the mountain straight. Perfect. Thanks, Pally. I appreciate it. Trying along as John expertly carves his way around the track here. Hop in near the hood and see the speed that these drivers are taking such tight corners and turns. Using all the available track, but this is what's going to separate the boys from the men. John handling it like a pro. This is the turn here that always gets me. Precise. From here, it's smooth sailing. John's worked his way through the hard part of the track. Looks like Jim Kelly behind him's got through without issue either. So far, no yellow flags, which is great to see. Go our way through the chicane here, nice and easy. No pressure as I say that. We got a yellow flag from 107, just getting started on the mountain. Let's see what John's going to be able to get through starting off here. John's going to start us off with a 2:04.5. Great first lap for John Malott. Let's hop on with Jim Kelly and see where he crosses the line at. Looks like Jim Kelly invalidated somewhere on his lap because it did not count. Let's see. We got car number 9, Marion Satsar, coming through. What's this going to look like for Marion Satsar? He's going to use every inch. Marion Satsar is going to come in with a 2:05.4. So those numbers had a little dyslexic moment. Those numbers threw me off there. I was like, wait a minute. 2:05.4. That's not going to be enough to beat John Malott. Jonas is coming in at a 2:07.3. He's 2.8 seconds behind John Malott. Marion Satsar was almost a full second behind John Malott. So I think John's got to feel great about that first lap. Who else do we got coming through here? Car 107 had invalidated. Gannon Faust as he works his way through. He's just getting ready to start a lap. Let's see. Let's ride along with Creamy Von Cream. Let's see what our creamiest driver on the grid is able to do here as he comes through the final turn of this beautiful circuit. He is going to cross the line with a 2:12.5. 8 seconds behind John Malott. What a lap by John Malott. Now, the other wild card here is going to be car number 127, Alan Leung. Alan always shows up right at the start of qualifying. He finds his pace through qualifying, and he finds even more during the race. He doesn't always qualify great, but he finishes strong. He won last week. And we got Jake DeShong, who's put up the fastest lap here, but Jake should not be qualifying. This, unfortunately, is going to be a penalty for Jake because he should not be out there. But as we hop on with Alan Leung, what Alan Leung is able to do? He is able to do a 2:06.8. 4.3 seconds behind, well, 2.3 seconds behind John Malott. Jake DeShong, who's put up the fastest lap at a 2:02.4. All right, let's see who else is out there right now. Let's hop on with Jonas Kiadis. He's currently almost 2/10 up on his lap here. Just pretty good considering he's just starting here. Creamy Von Cream is also up on his lap a lot. He's getting ready to cross that start-finish line. He improved by 2 seconds. Great improvement for Creamy Von Cream. Work his way down Skyline here. What can Jonas do? Ooh, looks like he's kissing the wall there. Viewer discretion is advised. Woo! Carving it up. Jim Kelly has yet to put up a lap. No, I say that and he just put it up. He got that banker up with a 207.7. All right, let's get off Creamy here. Let's hop off with Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly is on a great lap. Behind him is Alan Leung. This is going to be their last laps because they have 5 seconds left in qualifying. They will not be able to start. All the other Pro-Ams are in the pits, satisfied with their times. Jim Kelly is carving this up. He is 1.2 seconds up on his lap. This is going to be a great lap for Jim Kelly. This might be able to even jump Alan Leung if Alan Leung can't improve too much. Although Alan Leung is up on his time by quite a bit. Is this going to be enough for either of them to get ahead of Jonas or Marion? We will find out. Jonas and Marion are separated by 200th of a second. Incredibly close times again, and these drivers are both looking to pass it, although Jim Kelly did lose a little bit of time coming off the straight, and Alan Leung is catching up on him. He's going to catch that slipstream. Will that be enough for Alan Leung to make up a few more seconds? We will find out momentarily as they're going to both be approaching the final turn of the circuit. No issues with the chicane. As we have all our pro drivers coming out of the circuit, Jim Kelly's going to come through. He is going to put up a 206.8, not quite enough to get past Alan Leung, who puts up a 205.37. Incredible. Marion Satsar is at a 205.33. Jonas is at a 205.35. Alan is at a 205.37. Incredibly close times once again by our Pro-Am drivers, but it looks like it is not enough for Jim Kelly to get up. Our positions here for our Pro-Am class. John Malott once again has pole position here for the Pro-Am class, followed by Marion Satsar, Jonas Kiadis, Alan Leung, Jim Kelly, Will Sanchez, Gannon Faust, and finally, Creamy Von Cream. Let's ride along with our pro class drivers. Kyle Hirsch is leading out the pack today. Let's hop on with Kyle Hirsch as he makes his way around. Let's see what the pro drivers have in store. Last week, once again, it was an incredible qualifying session. Will they bless us with another session? Fingers crossed, I hope so. Right along with Kyle Hirsch here as he works his way down the mountain straight. The nice easy part of the circuit here, but man, what an incredible lap for Malott. He's got to feel great. He's about 7/10 ahead of Marion Satsar behind him. He's got some great pace here. He's got to feel good about that. But as always, and especially on this track, consistency is going to matter more than pace alone. Can you stay out of the walls and can you stay out of trouble? You will find yourself in a great position. Right along with Kyle Hirsch as he's just carving his way through this track. Up on the hood of the car, experience what it's like to be on Team Hirsch Racing as we come up to Skyline here. As we see cars all over the track, and Tarugo went off there, and Kyle Hirsch had to really slow down. That's going to definitely compromise his lap time there. Tarugo's back on track. It looks like Tarugo was just moving out of the way before the mountain to let Kyle get the most amount of speed. A great thing for Tarugo to do. Tarugo wasn't on a valid lap at the time, so let the faster drivers get through. I don't know if it distracted Kyle seeing a car there or if he just took a little much speed in the start of Skyline there, but he did have to slow down much more than ideal for Kyle. I don't think this is going to be the lap that Kyle hopes for. As Kyle makes his way through the final turn of this track, he's going to come up with a 202.5. Not too bad. Let's hop on with Chronotis. Chronotis just crossed the line, and Professor Chronotis, he's going to take pole position right off the bat with a 201.6. We also have a few other times. Neil Kerbel came in at a 202 almost flat. Daniel Hirsch beat him out by 200th of a second. We have Gania who's come in, Arturis Hermanis who's come in. Sam's come in at 5th place. Sam Zawiza. I'm going to have to practice that a few times, Sam. Please, Sam, let me know if I get that right or wrong. So some close times coming in here. A 201.6 for Professor Chronotis. Jake DeShong has a 201.7. Daniel Hirsch, a 202.01. Neil Kerbel, 202.03. Sam Zawiza, yeah. Bert. Zam Zawiza. You super threw me off there. I read that like 3 times, like I don't get it. Sam Zawiza was a 202.4. Kyle Hirsch was a 202.5. I mean, the amount of drivers in 202 right now is incredible. Such a close pace here. And we got Professor Chronotis running right on the back of Tarugo. This is a valid lap for Tarugo, so Professor Chronotis is going to have to back out. He's going to want to give himself some time. He's going to look to make that overpace. I don't know if Tarugo invalidated or if he's just passing him. We'll have to wait and see the times. If Tarugo invalidated, he did the right thing here. If Tarugo did not invalidate, well, Professor Chronotis is going to get a stern talking to by some stewards. Kyle Hirsch is going to put up pole position with a 201.1. This isn't Sam is saying, almost saying battles in quali. What a show. Absolutely, Sam. Professor Chronotis is going to come up with the pole position. Tarugo did put up a time. It was a 206.5. Bert says, I believe if they're blue on the track map, it's invalidated or gray. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's hop on with, who do we want to hop on with? It's one or the other. It's something. We're riding along with Kyle Hirsch here. No, let's hop on with Sam. Not to be confused with, this isn't Sam. Sam Zawiza, working his way out here in his debut race here at DRL. We are so excited to have him on the track. Dan also, is Daniel out here? Where is Daniel? I don't think our other new driver, Daniel's here. So we'll just have to wait and see. Dan 2.0 is missing. That's right. Make sure he's aware. Send him a ping on Discord. All right, let's get our act together here. Riding along with Sam. Professor Chronotis is still in pole position, followed by Daniel Hirsch, then Kyle Hirsch, Jake DeShong, Neil Kerbel all the way down in 5th, Gav Cook. Well, as I said that, Neil Kerbel moved up to 3rd to split the brothers. Gav Cook finds himself in 6th. Artur Sermanis in 7th. Sam Zuiza, we're following him on the final turn on his lap. How far up the grid is this going to push him? I'm going to say to 6th. I think he's going to jump Gav Cook, and he does jump Gav Cook to 6th. Albert Gania. We got Tarugo still down there. Damian Zawadzki struggling to find some time. Juan Lopez is yet to get a valid lap in. It'd be interesting to see how these pros mixing it up with the Pro-Ams. All right, let's see who's making up some good time here. Hermanis is making up some good time. He's about half a second up on his lap currently. Let's see if he can hold it, because this is the place where if you're going to lose it, you're going to lose it. And Professor Chronotis is off the track ahead. Another car went off the track ahead. It looked like it was 395 Neil Kerbel. We see cars all over the place. It's chaos on the mountain here, and it's still qualifying. 30 seconds left. Gav Cook probably doesn't even have enough time. Who's the closest driver to finish? This is probably going to be it for everybody. Who's going to find pace and who is it? Let's hop on with Gav Cook. He's finishing his lap here. He's got a chicane to get through. The only spot that can hang you up if you take a little too much speed or a little too much curb. He's going to handle it like the true pro that Gav is. Work his way through the final turn here. What kind of pace is Gav going to have? Where's he going to find himself? Gav is going to get himself up to 6th place. He's going to get ahead of Sam, the first one to take the checkered flag here. 402 is next. 402 is Kyle Hirsch. Kyle Hirsch is going to cross. He's going to find himself in 3rd place here. Next to come through is Tarugo. Juan Lopez crossed the line ahead of Tarugo by 0.05 of a second. Is Tarugo going to find that pace to get ahead of him? He is. He's going to get up to 10th. He's also going to jump Zawadzki. Here comes Artur Sermanis. Artur Sermanis has crossed the line. He's going to get to 7th place. Next to cross is going to be Albert Gania. Albert Gania is not going to get enough to cross. And last is going to be Sam. He's going to cross the line here, taking the final. Is he going to be able to find any time to jump the leaderboards? He's not, and he's going to finish in 8th place. What a finish to our qualifying session here. We have car 58 is still out there. Who's car 58? Juan Lopez is still on the lap. Juan Lopez is 7/10 up on his lap after coming out of the mountain. He's got to get chicane to work through. He's going to find himself up potentially 2 or 3 spots. Can he hold it through? Put the pedal to the metal, Juan. Everyone's watching. One final turn to get through this track to round out our second qualifying year of Season 9. What does Juan have in store for us? Juan's on a mega lap here. A little twitchy coming out. You hate to see it, but it's enough for 10th. He's going to get up 3 places. He's going to get ahead of Zawadzki and Tarugo into 10th place. What a lap to finish for Juan Lopez. Incredible. All right, let's take a quick second here to prepare ourselves for the fan favorite grid walk. Absolutely amazing qualifying. Yeah, Bert, got to take a breath. I know. And Sam, you know how I make qualifying this exciting? I'm not doing it. Thank your drivers on the track. I'm just telling you what I see as quickly as I can. All right, let's hop over to pole position. Professor Chronotis with an incredible lap out there to take pole position here at our Mystery Track Mount Panorama, a testament to his skill as a driver. An hour of practice and he finds himself the best of the best drivers in the world. Alongside him is going to be Daniel Hirsch. Daniel Hirsch had a pole position last week. He found himself with a bad start off the grid. Can he improve that and get the jump down to start this race? Next to him is going to be brother Kyle Hirsch. Alongside him is Neil Kerbel, our pro of pro out here. Neil Kerbel's going to hope to find some pace throughout this lap to catch up. Alongside him is rookie driver Jake DeShong, who's going to hope to make up some time on this track and make up some places. Gav Cook, well, we all know Gav Cook is just going to hope to survive today. Alongside him is Arturas Hermanis with a great qualifying session. Next to Arturas Hermanis, we have another rookie, Zam Zawiza. I know I'm going to confuse this during the race with Zawatsky because those last names are so similar, but Sam Zawiza's out here on the track with an incredible qualifying session. I don't think he came out for the second time, so kudos for him. He took probably 7 minutes to qualify, still had a great time. Albert Gania out there. Great qualifying session for Albert Gania. Juan Lopez, who had such an exciting finish to this qualifying. He put on a show as only Juan can do. Alongside him is Senior Tarugo. Next to Senior Tarugo, we have Damian Zawatsky. Then we go into John Malott, the first of our Pro-Am drivers, our pole sitter for Pro-Am. Incredibly enough, we kept a true split between Pro and Pro-Am. Once again, believe it or not, this is a rare thing to happen, such clean class splits. But John Malott is holding on. Alongside of him is teammate Marian Satsara. The matching liveries, they had a great qualifying session. Ioannis Kiadis is next in third place overall. I think Ioannis has to feel great about this qualifying session for him. Alongside him is Alan Leung. I think Alan is feeling great in this position. Like I said before, Alan doesn't always qualify the highest, but he certainly finds incredible pace in the race. I've almost come to believe that Alan Leung intentionally sandbags his qualifying so he can have some fun passing cars out on the track. Alongside him, we have Jim Kelly. Incredible qualifying for Jim because, again, he really struggled out there during qualifying, putting a lap together, put the pressure on to have one lap for glory, and he ended up making it happen. We got Will Sanchez, who had a great lap out there. Gannon Faust, who was able to find some pace out there. And our creamiest driver, Creamy Von Cream, with the nice cream-colored car, who's going to find some pace out there. This is going to be an incredible race. I know it, and it's all going to come down to consistency, and it's all going to come down to who can stay out of the walls, who can have a fast pit stop, who doesn't need repairs, and who can avoid any chaos. It is going to be exciting to see. Let's move up the grid to Professor Chronotis. I know he's going to try to get that jump as quickly as he can to get out of town and avoid any potential chaos in the background. Starting up the mountain pass right as we get through the mountain straight. That's going to be a spot to see, especially as you get into that first turn into the mountain. Anyone clips a wall, I mean, it's just a pile up there. It almost becomes unavoidable contact. And of course, as you make your way up the mountain, you get to Skyline through Skyline. Any incidents that happen are just going to be devastating to the back of the grid. If you're one of these top 3-4 drivers, if you can just get away and avoid any chaos, you're going to be setting yourself up well. The other key to this race is overtaking blue flag cars successfully. Don't put the pressure on them on Skyline. I can promise you they're going to see you in the rear view mirror. It's going to distract them. They're going to hit a wall. You're going to hit them. Take a few extra tenths of a second to work your way down Skyline and get a clean exit out of Skyline. Make your pass there. It's all about strategy. It's all about precision. It's all about working with your other drivers on the grid. And with that, we are going to begin, as we always do at DRL, with a full outlap. Professor Chronotis is going to take off, and gosh, he's really going to hope he's going to be able to take off and get a jump like that on Daniel when this race starts, but it won't be that easy. But man, what a qualifying session for Professor Chronotis, and what a practice session. He is 2 for 2 right now. Led the practice session. Oh, we got Dan in here. Dan 2.0 has made it. Car 626 is in the back of the grid. This is an exciting moment. Dan has mixed up our record of perfect categories, but Dan has made it. Yeah, thank you for that, Sam. I'm glad he was able to make it. And it's funny because Dan was like one of the most excited drivers when we told him about it. And then I had this moment of realizing, like, wait, where is he? So he has made it. He loves the mountain. The race is going to be lit, he said to us. But he's got some pressure on him. It looks like he's choosing to start from the pits. I think that is a very wise choice. Let's hop on our beautiful helicopter cam here. All thanks to our Patreon Gold subscribers. We appreciate everyone's love and support, whether you're one of the viewers here in chat, whether you are boosting our Discord server, you're a Patreon Gold member, you're a Twitch subscriber, you follow us on YouTube, Instagram. We appreciate each and every one of you so much. And yes, all our loyal fans have funded us to get this wonderful helicopter here in ACC. As our drivers slowly work their way around the track. That's right, as Burke Macklin said so gracefully, if you do have Prime, you can get a free sub here on Twitch. It is very cool. You do have to do it from a computer. You can't do it mobile. But if you do have Amazon Prime, they give you a free Twitch subscription, which is awesome. You get no ads, and you get all of my love. And, you know, what is my love worth? Well, a Prime sub. So there you go. All right, we're looking up and down the grid here. Let's hop on with our pole sitter in the Pro-Am class for a little bit as he works the Pro-Ams around the track, John Malott. Sam says, good luck to everybody out there. So new drivers are back watching this video. Know that Sam is wishing you good luck. Not to be confused with Sam, but it was Sam. This isn't Sam. It wasn't Sam, you know? Sam, that wasn't Sam. Sam, I am. Look at that little wiggle, 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 wiggle. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. But what I do like is a race at Mount Panorama, which we are getting ready to start. One more turn, and this race is off. We're going to hop on with Professor Chronotis, side by side with Daniel Hirsch. We wait for the lights to go green. Any moment now. They're green and we're off. They're going to take off, and a great jump in the back for Kyle Hirsch. He's going to poke a nose in. Look to go 3 wide. No, he's going to go side by side with brother Daniel Hirsch. He's going to give him a little bump, as I'm guessing the older brother does, although he may not be older. But a great takeoff for Professor Chronotis, exactly what he wants. A great start for Kyle Hirsch. He's going to make up a place. Let's hop up in the back here. Artur Shermani, Sam, Gav, they've fallen down. Albert Ganilla, Juan Lopez, Damian Swansky's worked their way up. John Malott's down in 13th, but he's still holding first place overall from the Pro-Am drivers. Let's ride along with him as we start to work our way up the mountain here. Coming up to the first kind of danger points. Anything can happen. No yellow flags yet. Everything looks pretty clean. Marion is putting the pressure on his teammate John. There are no team orders here for the Breakfast Club. Great start to the race. We're getting towards Skyline here. We're back on with Professor Chronotis, who's in the lead. Kyle Hirsch is in second. Neil Kerbel was able to pass Daniel Hirsch. Not the start, once again, that Daniel Hirsch wanted. Down 3 places, not even a lap in. Absolutely devastating. Let's hop on with Neil Kerbel as he is putting the pressure right now on Kyle Hirsch coming out of Skyline. He's got a great run here. This is going to be a good opportunity. A great spot to go side by side. Neil's going to take the outside. Kyle's going to hold the inside. It looks like Neil's going to have the pace to get past him, or is he? It looks like he's not. Kyle's going to be able to hold that. Neil's coming right up to the rear. They're going to work their way to the chicane. No one's going to try to outbrake anyone or make any moves in the chicane. It's too early and it's too risky. You still got 43 minutes. Let's see who else is close here on the grid. We got Sam. Let's look at Sam's debut out here racing, taking the final turn of the track. Bird says it's the cleanest lap one of Bathurst and DRL history. Absolutely. I don't think a single thing has gone wrong. But we're watching Sam Zuiza as he pressures Gavin Cook here. Looks to make some kind of pass. As we said that, Tarugo has passed Damian Zawadzki to make up a place. Marion Satsar's also got ahead of John Malott. Let's go back to the Breakfast Club. Marion found his way to get ahead of him there. John looks to be lining him up. John's going to look to try to make a move on the inside. Is he going to make the dive? I don't think he's got enough. He's going to try to break late. No, he's just going to try to fill Marion's mirrors. Not too much more that he can do there. Kyle Hirsch is falling down the grid. Oh, no. He's fallen down a few spots. Let's see if we can go back 30 seconds and see what happens. Wheel to wheel. The trees are in our way. Neil swerving. Neil clips the back of him. Neil Kerbel says, "Get out of my way." You hate to see it. So unfortunate. But Neil Kerbel's going to find himself in second place. We're going to hop along with Jake DeShong as we have just a couple seconds left in our broadcast, in our replay here. We're back live. I think we are back live now. Here we are. Jake DeShong, he's about half a second behind Gav Cook, chasing him down. Sam's dropped down the grid. Oh, you hate to see it. Sam's in the wall there. Oh, brutal. Hopefully his friends and family weren't watching that. You hate to see it. Bert tried to clip something, but it didn't like it. Juan Lopez. We got a battle again between Hermanis Lopez and Gania. The old silver drivers are running it back. We see Neil Kerbel off the track back there. Neil Kerbel has gone off the track. Unfortunate for Neil Kerbel, and we may never know what happened at this point in time because I couldn't find him to get the replay, and I'm too invested to see when Juan Lopez is going to throw a dive on Hermanis here. Neil Kerbel's had to go into the pits. Devastating for Kerbel. You absolutely hate to see it. Sam Zuiza found himself in the wall. He finds himself in a wall again. So unfortunate. One thing goes wrong, and it's just a snowball effect. We're back on with Juan Lopez. Jake DeShong, we see him right there in the front. He is still chasing down Gav Cook. We got action up and down the track here. John Malott is chasing down Marion Satsara. Damian Zawadzki is right behind Tarugo. Alan Leung is chasing down Iotis, and Jim Kelly is right on his rear. We got battles up and down the grid, so Chad, if there's someone that you want to see, a battle you want to watch, let me know and I will show it for you on the stream here. It looks like Juan is starting to fall a little bit back from Hermanis, as it looks like they are approaching Skyline here. He's probably not looking to make a move as Hermanis' car was a little unsettled there. Not the feeling you want as a driver as you approach this part of the track. Jake DeShong is still 6 seconds. Zawadzki's got ahead of Tarugo. Oh, what happened for Tarugo? We got to go back and take a look at that. That looked absolutely devastating to Tarugo. He's going to go off. Oh, he's going to smash in the wall. He's going to come across and hit Marion Satsar. The pileup begins. John Malott is able to get through it. John Malott is able to get through it, but they're still piled up there. Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see that level of chaos. John Malott's probably not minding. He's got a 2-second lead behind that. It wasn't his fault. Car number 9 is off the track still. That's Marion Satsaris. He's trying to figure out what to do. He's got, who is that coming through? Right in front of him is Gannon Faust. Oh, man, that was absolutely incredible. Alan Leung is off the track right now. He was able to get past. let's go back and see what happened with Alan Leung. We're just going to look at replays everywhere. Alan Leung and Jonas make contact. Jonas is just a missile. Alan Leung comes across. Jim Kelly, thankfully, isn't going to hit him. We had a clean lap 1, but chat, this is chaos. This is insanity. Gania's 1/10 behind Juan Lopez. Juan Lopez went from attacker, he went from predator to prey. From attacking to defending. We're going to back off. We're going to take a look at Jake DeShong here. With Slug 50 Racing as he is still chasing down Gav Cook. He is right on the rear here. He's putting the pressure on. Will we find ourselves with another Skyline incident? I don't think so. Let's move to the helicopter cam. Get the wider shot here. He's going to back off just a little bit, just so he doesn't lose too much pace. Wow, this is incredible out there. Let's hop over with Gania. Gania, they're coming down Skyline right now. Gania is still chasing down Juan Lopez. Hermanis has been able to build a 2-second plus gap, so that's great for Hermanis, but Gania is still right on the back of Lopez. Lopez needs to start to find some time. But we have seen chaos up and down the track tonight. Absolutely incredible. I can't wait to go back and see if these clips by Burt worked and what we saw, what we got. Gania looks like he's going to try to take some extra speed through the chicane. This is a risky place to try to take a move. It looks nice and wide. It is not friendly. You clip a curb there and you can go spinning, and that grass is unforgivable. Good exit speed here is crucial. Make a run to that first turn. Try to throw the car down on the inside. I don't think he's going to be able to. Not yet. We're going to go down the mountain straight. Might be an opportunity to catch a little slipstream, but I don't think we quite got it yet. Right now, we have some gaps here. Let's run up and down our grid. Professor Chronotis is going to find himself still in first place. He has a 7.5 second gap to second place, Daniel Hirsch. Daniel Hirsch did not have the start he wanted, but he finds himself back in second place. Gav Cook, he is 9/10 behind Daniel Hirsch as he continues to absorb the pressure of Jake DeShong, who's in fourth place right now. Behind Jake DeShong by about 3 seconds is Arturas Hermanis. 2.2 seconds behind Arturas Hermanis is Juan Lopez, and as you can see, Hesel's got Albert Gania right behind him, 2/10. Let's hold on to this for just a second. What's going to happen here at Skyline? Is Juan going to keep absorbing the pressure? He is. Let's keep moving down our grid. We got Gania still in that same battle. What a surprise. 8.5 seconds behind Gania is Damian Zawadzki. 9 seconds now. Damian Zawadzki's big return to the grid here as he works to continue to find his pace and continue to improve. Behind him, we have the leader of our Pro-Am class, John Malott. He got passed by teammate Marion Satsara, but Marion Satsara got caught up in an incident. I believe it was Tarugo who hit a wall, and unfortunately, Marion Satsara got caught up with that, but it opened up for John Malott. But as always, who is lurking behind him? The one and the only, the silent killer, Alan Leung. 1.5 seconds behind John Malott. You can't forget about Alan Leung once the race starts. He quietly sneaks behind you and slits your throat when you're least expecting it. 4 seconds behind him, we have Jim Kelly with an excellent race here. Nice and clean. We haven't talked about him too much. That's a beautiful thing to see. Behind him, we have rookie Dan Fernandez. Dan is, as we had Jonas behind him going crazy. We'll go back to him. Dan dropped in with seconds before this race started. He started from the pits. He has worked his way up 8 places already through just a few laps, and he's going to continue to improve. A great start for Dan Fernandez. We have Jonas Kiadis. Jonas has struggled a little bit. He had some contact out there earlier, and it's just been a snowball effect for him. And I skipped Creamy Von Cream. How can we forget our creamiest driver on the track? Creamy Von Cream has had a huge improvement. He he rounded out this grid. He's also found 7th place. Is incredible for him. In 15th, we have Will Sanchez. Will Sanchez is having an incredible race out there. We have Gandon Faust. Like I said, consistency for these drivers. They've made up so many places throughout this race. Marian Satsara, he's in the pit lanes. Hopefully he will be out shortly. We'd love to see him back on track. We have Sam Zuiza. Sam got caught up in contact or fell off the track. I can't remember which one it was. Devastating for Sam, who had an incredible debut start here in DRL, an incredible qualifying session. Let's see what kind of pace he can make up. And rounding out the grid, we have Tarugo. Tarugo did smash into that wall at Skyline. Devastating for him. He is back on track. The repairs are made, and what kind of time can you make up? Let's hop on with Gav Cook here. Gav Cook is catching up to teammate Daniel Hirsch. One thing I will say about Bathurst here is early incidents you can make up more than like any other track. And if you're someone like Tarugo, you're someone like Satsara, Ionis, you can't let this incident now derail your race. Get your repairs done, get your mind in the game, because what happened to you can happen to absolutely anybody else on the grid. And more than, I think, the only other track's probably 24-hour Nürburgring, where you can really find drivers make mistakes, incidents happen, whatever happens out there, and that just takes them out of the race completely. Get back out there. Marian Satsar with a stop and go 30 coming out of the pit lanes. Devastating. He probably clicked on his into second gear a little too soon. It's still not over for Marian. Like I said, incidents will happen on the drivers. I can't tell you how many times early in the race I've put my car into a wall and still had some incredible finishes. I think I had one race where I had like 7 or 8 minutes of repairs. I came back out and I still ended up finishing on a podium because all the other drivers ended up smashing their cars into a wall. So it'll happen to everybody. All right. Uh-oh. The silent killer, Alan Leung. He is right there behind John Malott. He's got this down to less than a second. He let that time get up a little bit going down into the downside of the Mountain Dew skyline here. Probably want to give yourself a little pace. I think it's good to give a little separation. You're probably not looking to make a move here. And as we saw before, all right, let's hop on with Gav Cook. Let's get in the camera here. We'll just take this one. I don't know why right now, but with race control, the driver one's giving me kind of like a passenger. Car number 9 went off the track. Who is car 9? That is Marian Satsars back in the pits after another incident. Oh, how this race has fallen off for Marian Satsara. This is the wrong, it is the wrong Gav Cook. My apologies. But we got there just in time, right, Bert? Yeah, the pressure's on. We got 30 minutes left. We're 15 minutes in the race. This is, you know, just when you'll start feeling a little bit of the difference of the car. Look at the speed that Gav takes down. It's with the precision that only a Brit could have. Marian Satsara. And, oh, I think he still has to serve his stop and go 30, which is why it's so there. I was going to say, did he get another one? Talk about your race really falling apart, huh? All right, good try, Gav. But let's hop on with new driver Dan Fernandez. Dan's chasing down Jim Kelly. Dan's obviously got some great pace here. He's a pro-class driver. He's made up a ton of places. Was a huge fan of Bathurst. So let's see what he can do out here. Let's ride along with him as he comes down Skyline. Not the place where you're going to look to make that overtake, but you're going to line it up for right after. Come out here, get a good exit, accelerate out as fast as you can. Jim Kelly, watch out. What a ride indeed. But man, what exit speed by Jim Kelly there. Just absolutely running away with it. While we're on this, let's take a look at Gania here. Going down the mountain straight here. We'll go up the mountain and we'll go down the mountain with Gania. Right now, we are 7/10 behind Juan Lopez. You know, Artur Sermanis has always had our sponsorship from Scrub Daddy, absorbing all that pressure. Today, it's been Juan Lopez. Oh, Juan's going to hit the wall. Can Gania avoid it? He's going to have to clip the wall a little bit, braking. Both cars seem fine. We almost saw chaos there. You know, I think that, whatever that Allstate dude or whoever it is from the commercials, sitting in the car with Juan. Ooh, Juan's catching up on a back marker here. This is going to be interesting. Gania's going to have to slow it down. Talk about a code brown. What an opportunity for these guys to get by. Affleck, yeah. No, it's mayhem. That's what it is. Mayhem. But yeah, it looks like that was Will Sanchez and Gannon Faust doing a great job of avoiding. But man, talk about a ballsy move to overtake a blue flag car down Skyline. Absolutely incredible choice. Jake DeShong, he is in the pits right now. Is that because of an incident, or are we taking our first pit stop? 2/10 for Gania. Is he going to look to make a pass here? A late break. Gania's going to come into the pits. It's early for the pits, but Gania's going to look for the undercut strategy. Absolutely incredible. I thought he was going to throw it into the late lunge there, but no, he's not going to. Let's hop off to our helicopter. Helicopter. Let's see. Where do we want to go? Let's hop on Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly, he is chasing down Dan Fernandez, so Dan did get past him as somewhat expected. As Dan continues his incredible drive starting from the pits. Will Sanchez, he's in the pit lane right now, so we're seeing them start to take their pits. Gania's successfully taken his pit. Alan Leong has taken his pit as well. He's going for the undercut strategy. And you know what? I don't know who else has fallen out of this race, but one name I don't see in here is Neil Kerbel. I'm just realizing that Neil Kerbel is no longer gracing us with his presence. It looks like Marion Satsara has also decided to end his race here. Unfortunate, but we do have a drop round here at DRL. Luckily for these drivers. What is a drop round, you may ask? That means the worst score that you have over the course of our 8 races this season won't count in the standings. And we'll only count the top 7 for you. So if you DNF this race, you have a bad finish, it doesn't count for you. Now, if you're lucky, like Tarugo was last season, who won our bronze class. Oh, as we see, who was that behind him? Who were you? Someone was off the track there. But anyways, as I was saying, if you're like lucky like Tarugo was last season, Tarugo, his drop round was a P2. That's how much of a dominating season he had. Perfect situation. For other drivers like Neil Kerbal, it's going to be this DNF. It's probably going to be your worst round of the season. We all can't be perfect. Not all of us are Burt Macklins. Iotis is having a great recovery drive here. After a lot of incidents early on, he's going to find himself up in 14th place. He's also taken his pit stop already, so that's really good for him. Let me see if I can get some data on some of these pit stops. Oh, it's going to be really skewed. But Gania, who had a clean pit stop of 37 seconds. Alan Leung, 33. John Malott, 41. I'm just looking at this. Alan Leung has undercut John Malott. That's been successful for him. I told you, the silent killer, the silent assassin. Whatever you want to call him. Alan Leung is in first place overall right now. Absolutely incredible once again from Alan Leung. He's 14 seconds behind Jim Kelly, who's technically leading, but Jim Kelly has not taken his pit yet. Jim's going to have to come in. As we saw looking at those, you're looking 30 seconds on a really fast pit stop to 45 seconds if you're a little bit slower in it. No repairs need to get done. Incredible for Alan Leung. How does he do it? I don't know. I really hope he finds himself in the green room. He probably won't because he is the silent killer, and silent killers usually are silent. What other close battles do we hear? John Malott's got 8 seconds to find. That's going to be tough for John. What a strategy for Leung. What a race for him. As I said in the beginning, I'm repeating myself now because I'm amazed. Alan Leung is so good, he has broken my brain. Let's hop on with our race leader here. Oh, who is Alan Leung with right there? Who are you? That's Kyle Hirsch. Is he a full lap ahead of Kyle Hirsch? He is. How the mighty fall, Kyle Hirsch. Kyle did have the contact earlier in the race. That's right. All right, let's hop back on with Professor Chronotis, who is our race leader. This has been a dominating race for Professor Chronotis. Behind Professor Chronotis by 3.4 seconds is Daniel Hirsch. With RTC Racing, they changed their name on me. What happened to Team Hirsch Racing? Kyle still got Hirsch Racing. Uh-oh. We got RTC Racing here, though, with Daniel Hirsch. What is happening to the Hirsch brothers? A family torn apart on the racetrack. Gav Cook's still chasing him down. Gav's got it by under a second. By Braun GP, the only surviving member after Spencer so rudely retired on us. Spencer, if you're watching this, I haven't forgotten and I haven't forgiven you. Come back. 13 seconds behind Gav. Alan is Braun GP now. Alan Leung is Braun GP. You're right. I thought... My mind is blown. You know what, Spencer? You've been forgotten by a silent assassin. We went from the Minister of Defense to the silent killer, the silent assassin. We went from defense heavy to offense heavy. Spencer blocks, but Alan kills. No mercy. 7.5 seconds behind Arturus Hermanis is Juan Lopez. Juan Lopez has handled that pressure from Guinea. 27 seconds behind him is Damian Zawadzki, and 4 seconds behind him. So that's about 31 seconds. If you take in the half seconds, closer to 32 seconds. Juan Lopez might get undercut by Guinea here. I mean, their times were incredibly close to begin with. Let's hop on with Damian Zawadzki. There's that green color car that we saw flying off the track earlier. Damian, you thought you could escape our helicopter eyes. You cannot. Uh-oh, he heard us. He's feeling the pressure of stream with millions of viewers on him. And right behind him, Gania's closing that gap. Earlier I said he was 4 seconds. He's got that down to 1. And who's behind Gania? None other than Dan Fernandez. Started from the pits, is up in 8th. I believe that was 21st that he started. So an incredible drive by Dan Fernandez. He still needs to take his pit though. You know, taking a look at Alan Leung. Let's go to John Malott. John Malott was 7 seconds behind Alan Leung. He's got that down to 5. So John is slowly closing this gap. John was our pole sitter, so he's got to find that pole sitting pace. He's got to push the pace where he can. 17 minutes left in this race, and we have about 12 minutes left in our pit window. What does that mean in case you haven't watched a DRL race before? The first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of this race, you may not take your mandatory pit stop. Mandatory pit stop, you may ask. What's that? That means you must come into the pit lane one time, and at minimum, you must take fuel. What about tires? You are not required to take tires. You only need to take fuel. The strategy here, for the most part, for most drivers, has been to pit as late as possible and to take as little fuel as possible, what we call a splash and dash. Take just a few liters, just enough to finish the race and carry on. This season, more than ever, we've seen the undercut strategy work, which is incredible because this is only our second race, but it worked last race. Is that a Monza-specific thing? Was that a driver-specific thing? I'm not sure. Gania has got ahead of Zawadzki, as we've been watching Gav Cook chase down Daniel Hirsch here. But it looks like the undercut strategy is going to work for Gania on Juan Lopez right now. Daniel Hirsch is going to come in for his mandatory stop. Gav hasn't taken it yet. Zawadzki is right behind Gania as he's going to continue to chase him down Skyline here as they work their way through. Gania is 32 seconds right now behind Juan Lopez, which is about the shortest you're going to find a quick pit stop here. So Lopez is going to want to get into the pits pretty quickly here so he can defend or attack. We had another car off the track there, 227, which is Gannon Faust. He's going to teleport to the pits. But yeah, Lopez is going to find himself in a bit of a predicament here. He's got to give himself enough time to attack if he needs to attack. If he can get in, he's right on that cusp of having enough time to complete his pit stop. So we will see, but if I was Juan, I would be getting in that pit stop, in that pit window pretty quickly here. Unless you feel like you're continuing to improve your pace. We don't have any other too close of battles here at the moment. Just going to kind of ride along with Juan for the moment. And let's talk about improvements here as Dan Fernandez is winning. Professor Kronotis currently in first place overall. He has held his pole position. He has held his practice first place position. We are looking for the old clean sweep, the perfect weekend for Professor Kronotis. Gav Cook is currently up 4 places. Arturas Romanis is currently up 4 places. Juan Lopez is up 6 places. Daniel Hirsch is down 3 places. But Daniel Hirsch has completed his pit stop. So that's a big thing to say. He's our lead driver that's completed his pit stop. Albert Gania has completed his pit stop as well, and he's up 3 places. Damian Zawadzki has not completed his pit stop, but he is up 5 places. Jim Kelly is up 9 places, started 17th, finds himself in 9th place right now, but he's not completed his pit stop yet either. Alan Leung started in 16th place, finds himself in 9th overall. That's a 7th place improvement right now, but John Malott is continuing to close that gap. Speaking of John Malott, he's started in 13th. He has improved by 3 places. We have Dan Fernandez, who has just come out of the pit. He started in 21st, and he finds himself in 10th place now. Behind him, we have Creamy Von Cream. Creamy has had an incredible race here. He's taken his pit, so that's done. He started in 20th, and he finds himself up 8 places. Kyle Hirsch has had a very frustrating race out there for him. Started in 3rd place overall, finds himself in 13th. That's a loss of 10 places. Tarugo as well, started 11th, finds himself in 14th. That's down 3 places. We have Jonas right now. He's in the pits. Is he retiring out? Is he getting repairs done? We'll have to find out. He started in 15th and finds himself... Oh, he's coming out of the pits here. He started in 15th. He finds himself in 15th still. Gannon Faust started in 19th. Finds himself in 16th place now. And Sam Zawiza. Sam's been in the pits for a while now. I think he's decided to call this a race. He started in 8th. He finds himself down in 19th place. Our big losers to this point, as far as places go, we're all winners here, right? It's been Sam and Kyle, who are down 10, 11 places. Some big winners right now are Dan Fernandez up 10 places. Jim Kelly up 9 places. Alan Leung up 7 places. So it seems like most drivers have kind of started to settle into their pace here. Alan Leung has closed it on Jim Kelly. John Malott is down to a 2.5 seconds. Juan Lopez has come out of the pits. Juan Lopez is behind Gania though. Gania has passed Juan Lopez. We're going to see, it looks like Tarugo maybe went into the wall there. But Juan's got to attack. He's got 11.5 minutes. He is right there. He needs to attack Gania. He needs to attack now. We also have Leung, who needs to attack Jim Kelly. He's 2/10 behind Jim Kelly. I don't know who to watch here. Let's look over at Leung. They're going down Skyline. I don't think that's a point. I don't think now's the time. Back over here. Looking at Juan Lopez. I mean, we went from nothing to something. Alan Leung needs to get past Jim Kelly. He needs to get past him now. Jim Kelly has not taken his pit. Alan Leung has had better pace than him so far by about 2.5 seconds. Looking at best laps overall, John Malott still has the best pace of all 3 of these drivers here. So John's going to hope he gets caught up here still. This is going to be a couple spots here to make a move. Alan looks to throw it in the inside. He's going to back out. He's not going to have enough. Alan gets a good exit here. He's going to be able to make a dive into turn 1. Is Alan going to do it, or is he going to play it safe and look to make his move down the mountain straight? It's going to be great if Alan can get past him here, because this is going to hold up Malott a little bit. Jim's going to get defensive, and he has every right to. John Malott's got it down to under a second now. Alan's got to make a move, and he's got to make it quick, because he's going to risk his first place finish. But John, being the shark he is, he's smelling blood. He's sensing it. Juan Lopez has fallen back just a little bit. Black Ace is following. Thank you so much, Black Ace, for following us. Hope your day and night is going great. And as I say that, that's going to open up. Jim Kelly's going to go just a little wide, and that's going to open up the door for Alan Leung. Alan is going to get ahead, and John Malott's not. John's got to find it now. John's going to throw it in the inside. He's thinking about it. He needs to attack. He knows he needs to attack. He's got to stay up with Alan. Their paces aren't big enough. Jim's gets a little twitchy here. Let's hop off with John Malott. John's going to make the move on the outside. This is risky. What skilled driving by John Malott and Jim Kelly for nothing to happen there. Incredible pass. John knew he had to get back. He took the risky move with 10 minutes left in this race, and he made that move. 0.8 seconds behind Alan Leung for first place in the Pro-Am category. They are battling here. They are putting on a show for all of you. Black Ace, this is for you as a new follower here in chat. Outside of that, Guinea is 3 seconds ahead of Juan Lopez. That was the battle we were following before. Guinea is running away. His undercut has been successful. Professor Kronotis, Gav Cook, and Artur Shermanis all need to get into the pit lane still. There's 3.5 minutes left in this pit window. They're probably going to be pulling in the next opportunity. Damian Zawadzki and Jim Kelly have also not taken their pits yet either. Car number 227 has gone off track down. That's Gandon Faust. He's going to find himself on track. We're still following along with the battle between John Malott and Alan Leung here. When is John going to make his move? At some point, you got to think John's going to make that dive. If he can close that gap just a little bit. 8 tenths is just a little bit too far away to make that move. If he can get it down to 5 tenths, or half a second, 3 tenths, he's going to be able to make that dive, and he's going to have to make that dive when it comes to a victory. Jim Kelly's coming to the pits. He's going to take his pit stop. Let's see where he comes out relative to Creamy Von Cream, who is the next driver behind him. And with him taking a pit stop, I think that's going to open it up for Dan Fernandez. It is to get by him. Man, these drivers are wheel to wheel here as we're going to work our way up the mountain. John Malott is looking for any opportunity. Let's hop on the car here with John as he's right behind Alan Leung. Alan's got to take this pressure and he's got to run with it. He can't worry about it. He's got to force John to make an aggressive move. He's got to force John to make a mistake. He can't fall for the feints. John just unselling the car just a little bit. Always makes you nervous here. Adrenaline's running high. We're working our way to Skyline. What a beautiful view. You can't admire it as a driver. Coming up the curb there, John's taking all the speed he can. He's keeping the pressure on Alan, who kind of slid out a little bit. The Porsche can't... Oh, John got a little twirly. He got a little squirrely. He got a little wiggly giggly. It was not giggles for him, but John held on. He's able to keep that gap at just a second. 1.1, 1.2, but he hasn't lost it. John is right there. He's still chasing down Alan Leung. Damian Zawadzki's in the pit lane right now. He's taking his pit. Just a little bit more of a gap is forming. I think Alan is enjoying just a little bit of breathing room here. He can keep up the pace just a little bit to hold off John. Keep that second gap. I think Alan will be okay with that. They are approaching car number 77. That is Jonas. Jonas is going to have to get out of their way for the blue flag. How is that going to come into play here? If Alan Leung can time this well, which he doesn't have too much control over, he can make a pass, maybe like right before leading up to the mountain. Give yourself just that little bit more of a buffer. With that, Jim Kelly was not successful in his pit. That's so unfortunate for Jim Kelly. It looks like he maybe didn't correctly take fuel. Maybe he just took tires. I'm not sure what happened there. John Malott, he's fallen back a little bit. He's at 2 seconds to Alan Leung. It looks like the Silent Killer's taking some lessons from his old... Where's Gav? Gav Cook blow his pit stop. Maybe he did. Let's take a look. Still following along with this because this is our closest battle. No, it looks like they just undercut. Gav's pit was 36 seconds, which is, I mean, right on par with anyone else. 33 seconds was Professor Kronotis, which looks like it was the fastest 9-second stop for Gav Cook. So it looks like he just got undercut by these guys, and the undercut has worked on this race.
Did you know he's now closed?
Let's see, John's at 2.2 seconds. So unfortunate for John. Damian Zawadzki. Bert said no shot. I bet he might have hit it somewhere. But it doesn't, I mean, something had to happen, right? Where he fell down the places. But just looking at the pit stop statistics, it looks like it didn't affect him. Damian Zawadzki's getting a devastating stop and go. Jim Kelly is looked to be trying to take a pit stop again, get that right. John Malott's down to a 1.5 seconds. This still is our closest battle. And with the pit stop troubles by Jim Kelly, Creamy Von Cream is going to get ahead of him. how incredible. Creamy Von Cream went from our last qualifying position to our third place podium as it stands in the Pro-Am class. An incredible race for Creamy Von Cream out there tonight. 1.6 seconds here still for John Malott as he's working his way around. Al Leung, it's not phasing him. 3.5 minutes left in this race. We're talking 2, maybe 3 laps, depending on when Professor Chronotis crosses that line. Professor Chronotis just absolutely dominating out there. As we watch Al Leung, we see John Malott in the background. Just keep it clean as we work our way around. John's got this down to about a second. John is not willing to give up this race. So far, after 2 races, it seems like this could be a battle between... Well, this could be a battle between a lot of people here. You know, you can't really put too much stake in the mystery track so early, especially one like this. Jim Kelly was able to figure out the pit stop, so that's great to see. Not going to get disqualified. Our pit window's closed. Damian Zawadzki is going to have to pull in there for his stop and go 30 for speeding in the pit lanes. But yeah, Sam and Bird, I know this is guy's going to be kicking himself for whatever happened out there. Because something had to. You don't lose 3 places like that. But yeah, the undercut was powerful here. We saw it from Gania. He was able to jump Lopez right there. Couldn't get away from him on track. Car 227, Gannon Faust has gone off. Where are we at? We're at 1.7 for John Malott. I just don't think we're going to be able to close. Unless there's a mistake by Alan Leung. I just don't see it happening. With that, let's ride along with our race leader, Professor Chronotis. Let's get inside the car as a little passenger here. Professor Chronotis, tell us all about your race. I kicked their ass, yo! There you go. You heard it from Professor Chronotis himself. See, it says Alton went up a place and John went down, but doesn't look like anything happened between them, so... Let's look back here. 3rd place again, Arturus Romanis. You know, I think Arturus went into this season. This is his first time stepping up to pro after back-to-back victories in Silver or Pro-Am. And he was ready for the challenge. You know, he thought the increased competition was going to, you know, help him improve his pace. He was going to get faster as a driver all in all. I don't think he would have gone into this saying he's looking at right now back-to-back podiums to start this season. He's got to be over the moon. We'll see if Gania's got anything to say about that. John Malott's 1.6. Damian Zawadzki is right behind Creamy Von Cream. They're working their way down Skyline here. It is incredible to see where Damian's going to just back out a little bit, which I think is wise. Make your move here, coming down the straight. Yep, Creamy's not going to fight him here. Just let him through. And beautiful. Sam, I'm just seeing your comment about the first time it's worked in a while. You're right. Damian didn't pit. Oh, he had to stop and go. He had the issues with the pit. You're right. Good call, Bert. As the expert you are. Devastating for Damian. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that will disqualify him from the race. It looks like we are on our last lap here as time has expired. Professor Chronotis is working his way around here, the final chicane, and he will take the checkered flag in what has been an absolutely dominating performance from Professor Chronotis tonight. First place in practice, first place in qualifying, and first place in the race tonight. What a race for Professor Chronotis. The perfect weekend, a clean sweep for him. Next to finish this race is going to be Daniel Hirsch. He started in 2nd place. It was a chaotic start to his race, but he's able to finish in 2nd place. I think all things considered, Daniel Hirsch will absolutely take that. And I know who will take a third place finish. That's Arturas Hermanis. What a finish for Arturas Hermanis in third place. Only 5 seconds behind him, who really closed that gap, is going to be Albert Gania. Gannon Faust is also going to take the checkered flag at the same time. Next up is Juan Lopez. Behind Juan Lopez to take the checkered flag is Gavin Cook. Al Leung and John Malott, they're right there with each other. No, John Malott lost a little bit of time. What happened there? Let's go back 15 seconds. I need to see this. He was right there. He was closing that gap. Oh, and he just got a little squirrely. That was unfortunate. Here we go. Al Leung is right there. He's behind Creamy Von Cream and Ionis. He's a bit stuck. That's giving John Malott a chance to catch up. There's no sense in Al Leung trying to get past these guys right now. Plus, they're not required to give up the position on the last lap. He's got to make sure he avoids any incidents and don't lose any time. Creamy Von Cream looks like he's going to hold that position as these guys are racing down to the finish line. Coming through the final turn here. Creamy Von Cream's going to hold it from Ionis. Then we're going to have the silent killer, Alan Leung, first place once again in the Pro-Am class. John Malott in second place. What a race by those guys. Kyle Hirsch finished. Dan Fernandez is going to finish all in all. A great race for him. Damian Zawadzki finished. Excuse me. Creamy Von Cream was able to finish ahead of Ionis. We have Jim Kelly's going to finish. Gannon Faust has finished already. Gannon Faust is going to be the last to cross the line here in what has been an absolutely incredible race here for our mystery track at Bathurst, a.k.a. Mount Panorama. What a race for Professor Chronotis, Daniel Hirsch, Arturas Hermanis, Albert Gania, Juan Lopez, Gavin Cook, Al Leung, John Malott, Dan Fernandez, Kyle Hirsch, Creamy Von Cream, Jim Kelly, Damian Zawadzki, Senior Tarugo, Ionis Kiadis, Gannon Faust, Will Sanchez, Jake Deschong, Sam Zuiza, Marion Satsara, and hiding under there at 21 for no one's eyes to see, the one, the only, Neil Kerbel. Thank you all so much for hanging out during this race. It was an exciting race. Give me just a second. I'm going to put us on intermission here where I go get everything together and to see what drivers want to get interviewed before we conclude this exciting race here at DRL.
Kicking into high gear, the race is on. Wheels burning rubber, we're never wrong. Power in the engine, fire in our veins. In the DRL, we break the chains. No brakes, no fear, no slowing down. The checkered flag is calling, we're the crown. Degenerate race league, where the tough survive. Living for the moment we're born to drive. Let's steal and speed, we own the track. No looking forward, 'cause we won't look back. From the streets to the asphalt, we own it all. Rising like thunder, hear the call. Push it to the limit, take the lead. In the DRL, we race with greed.
All right, let's turn our game chat down, our game volume down. We got a couple drivers here in the green room. Let's pull them in right now. Let's start off with the driver who dominated today, really. Professor Chronotis. Let's get you in stream here. Professor Chronotis, welcome to the stream. What a night for you tonight, huh?
What's up? Yeah, it was alright. Just
Yeah.
cruising around.
Yeah, just a casual drive, dominating the practice session in first place, dominating qualifying with the pole position, and then absolutely destroying the competition in the race tonight. I don't think anything went wrong for you tonight.
No, I didn't get any damage either.
Yeah, it was a great start. You know, one of the things I talked about on the stream here is how important that getaway is to avoid any potential chaos. And yeah, you absolutely got away. I think Kyle helped a little bit by sticking a nose in there with Daniel. And yeah, you got away from that first turn. And I don't even know if you had to check your rear view mirror once this race.
I over the mountain on lap 1. I needed to check the gap because I didn't want to get slipstreamed down the Conrod. But when I saw it was a second into Skyline, I knew I could be a little easy and still make it. And it was smooth sailing from there. So less than one
Yes.
stint of endurance race. I actually did 6 hours solo here a few weeks ago, so I was just cruising.
Yeah, so 45 minutes was nothing. So at any point, like, you know, when you're starting to get towards the end of the race here, nothing's gone wrong. You start to think about that at all, or is it just driving as always?
Nah, just drive smooth. Stay in the rhythm. The race will finish when it finishes.
Yep. But yeah, just we enjoyed watching the domination, and it was an exciting qualifying session, an exciting practice session too. I could be wrong here, but I think both of them pretty much in your last lap is when you put up that top time. So
Yeah, it was the one clean quali practice lap that I got.
yep. So hit the buzzer beater. But yeah, just it was great to see absolutely dominating. A DNF for Neil Kerbel is huge for the standings. So what do we see going forward for the rest of the season? Are we going to see some more P1s out of you?
Nah, are we gonna race more Bathurst and Nordschleife?
We'll get.
Oh, we're racing Nordschleife, right?
We
I have a
are.
chance.
Yep.
Maybe at Nords, never anywhere else.
All right. Well, hey, great race. We hope to keep seeing you competing out there. It was really exciting for us, and yeah, just absolute domination. So congratulations on what might be our first like quote unquote perfect weekend at DRL. I'm not sure if any driver has got first place in the practice session, first place in qualifying, and first place in the race. So
Led every lap and got fastest lap.
exactly. So regular old Max Verstappen. So
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you have a
Comes
great
in,
night.
takes all the prizes, explains nothing, and leaves.
Exactly. All right. Well, you have a great night. Congratulations. He is out of here. Let's bring up next the second place finisher tonight, Daniel Hirsch. Daniel, welcome to the stream. How about
Well,
that
thank
race,
you.
huh?
Dude, that was awesome being P2, getting on that podium.
Yeah, and it's funny because, well, maybe not funny for you, but, you know, last week you had the pole position finish, not a great start, found yourself kind of tumbling down the order. This time you're P2, and none other than Kyle goes sticking his nose there during turn 2, gives you just a little friendly shove, nothing too crazy, but it's Kyle who goes tumbling down the grid, and you're able to make up those few places that were lost through lap 1 and get a solid P2 finish.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was tough for me and Gav to carve through some of that lap traffic, but it was enjoyable for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your thoughts on the mystery tracks here?
Oh, I really enjoy the mystery tracks. I think like if you have a favorite track though, it's definitely an advantage. Like if it was Imola or maybe Spain, I would have felt very confident, but I do really like Bathurst.
Yep, you're right, and you see that, you know, Professor Chronotis, who dominated today, was just talking to us about how very recently he did a 6-hour endurance race here by himself. So he was quite familiar. So for him, this was just some casual warm-up laps.
Oh yeah. I
And-
felt like in quality I was like, okay, I'm 2/10 away from him if I get a good start, but I did not get a good start.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't horrible, though. You were right there with them. It just Kyle got such a good start that he kind of stuck his nose in, and you guys got to a point where it's like, are you going to go 3 wide, or one of you going to back out?
Yeah,
And-
I had to go as far outside as possible.
Yeah, and Chronotis was able just to kind of run away with it. So,
hmm
What for you? What was the highlight of this race out there on track? Was there a specific moment, overtake, spot for you?
Oh, I think it was just Cook giving me so much pressure. I probably slapped the wall like 3 or 4 times was just his pressure behind me. Um, I decided to pit early because of it, so
Yeah, and
good job to him.
how'd you feel the early pit played out for you here?
I I looked down at my MFD and I think I saw like a 38-second gap, and I just really hoped that I could get into that and not have traffic in front of me, and it worked out. So,
Yeah, it seemed like here all the drivers that decided to take an early pit or an undercut strategy, it worked really well for them, which is usually not what we see here. It's usually better to wait as long as possible and take a little bit. But yeah, it looked like if you found that window, and most pit stops were taking between 33 and 35 seconds, so kind of like right in that window that you talked about where if you could get in, get that clean pit stop and avoid traffic, it made such a big difference, especially here because once you start getting up the mountain and skyline, it's not easy to make those overtake moves.
yeah, there was a guy parked on the left side of Skylight, and you know how that's the line to Skylight?
Yep.
Oh, both me and Gav almost destroyed that man. I don't even know who it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it was either, but I do think that Tarugo might have smashed into the wall because of that and took out somebody. I know Tarugo had an incident on the wall that we caught going into Skyline, and someone was out there for him, so that could have been the moment. But Daniel, great race out there. It was good to see. Something we noticed is you have a different teammate than Kyle this season. Is there some family drama going on?
Do I have a different teammate than Kyle?
You different team name.
Team name?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is a podcast that I listen to, the RTC Racing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. Your RTC,
Yeah,
he's still got Hirsch Racing.
Oh, well, I think we are the same on SimGrid, but shout out to the RTC podcast. It's something that I put on my car every season. It's somewhere. It's Real Talk Christian Podcast on Spotify. There you go.
All right, there you go. You'll have to we'll have to connect in the DMs, and I'll have to give them a shout out like I did for Scrub Daddy last week. So
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
yeah, so we'll work through something fun for them to get in
Awesome.
here to give them a shout out as the official unofficial sponsor of DRL.
I like it. I like it.
So, well, Daniel, congratulations on a big win. I really hope that, well, a big podium finish. I hope you enjoy your night, and looking forward to a race next week at Misano, I believe.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
you got a week to practice. All right, man. Have a great
All right.
night. Take it easy.
God bless.
All right, that was Daniel Hirsch. And with that, we get ready to start concluding our race. What an incredible race it was today. What was the highlights for you? What were the lowlights? You know, there was a lot of exciting moments. The qualifying, again, was really exciting. I was shocked that we had back-to-back such exciting qualifying sessions. Black Ace decided to follow us. That was really exciting. Highlight of the night here. We had an exciting battle between John Malott and Alan Leung. That was great. We saw, once again, Gania, Hermanis a little bit, and Juan Lopez putting on a show for us out here. That was really exciting. Seeing what our new rookies could do on the grid. Dan Fernandez was an incredible race. He got in with no practice time, no qualifying time, and just put on a masterclass of what it means to be a degenerate driver. Up and down the grid, we saw exciting battles, right? Daniel and Kyle. I just think of so many different battles that we saw that was so exciting. We had some incidents up and down the track. One, probably the cleanest lap one ever, possibly in the history of Mount Panorama. Up and down the grid, great job by every single one of these drivers. Let's take a second here to go back and look at our schedule. So, we finished in Monza last week. We had an exciting mystery track at Bathurst tonight. Next week, we're going to find ourselves on the wonderful track of Misano. After that, we will be in Valencia, followed by the 24-hour Nürburgring. Then we'll be in Hungary. Then we'll go to Zolder. And then we will finish our season out with another mystery track. And that, for me, is so exciting. Because championships could come down to a mystery track. I said this last week. What will happen? It will be so exciting to follow this journey, and what a journey it's been. Neil Kerbel fell off the first DNF, I think, in 9 seasons, not actually, but a big DNF for Neil Kerbel. This is going to be the drop round for him. So how will that play out in the standings? Will that open a door for Daniel Hirsch? Will that open the door for any other drivers out there? We will have to wait and see. As always, thank you so much to our Patreon subscribers, each and every one of you that support us financially. We appreciate it. But it's not just them. It's each and every one of you here in chat with me. All of you that come back and watch our VODs. All of you that watch us on YouTube, like our Instagram clips. Whether you're a subscriber here on Twitch using your money, or whether you're using your Amazon Prime subscription to Prime sub with us. Whether you just follow like Black Ace did and everyone else who's following us here. We are so grateful for each and every one of you for spending some of your very valuable time to hang out with us here at the Degenerate Race League, especially me, that you take some time to hang out with me. Unfortunately, next week I will be unable to make the stream, so we will have someone else streaming it. Either my old broadcast partner Morgan will hop in, or our iRacing streamer and former ACC streamer and former racer here at DRL, the great Tyler Morgan. One of those two will be filling in for me next week as I'm unable to make it, but I will miss each and every one of you. I will see you the following week in Valencia, but to each and every one of you, thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you in Misano next week.